Hello everybody and welcome to Mondoid, your one-stop shop for all things Project Zomboid, and this week, all the small things. A relatively short blog in the grand scheme of blogs that we've had, but one, though short, has compact and useful information for us to digest and for you to come here and click play and listen to. That's right, there is a video here well worth your watching. So, without further ado, let's dive in. So first and foremost, Blind Coder. If you don't know who Blind Coder is, he is the guy who has generated the amazing Project Zomboid map that I have used time and time again to not get lost and kind of understand where I am in the grand scheme of things when I am, traveling through Knoxville itself. It's useful, and he has basically put out 9.65 terabytes of data so far this month, and he's currently hard at work generating 29's map, which is awesome. It's on track to be released later this week. Thanks, Blind Coder, on all that good stuff. So that's awesome. Blind Coder, dude, you are a wonderful man for a wonderful community, and might I say, I'd be dead and lost numerous times without you. So moving on from there, lovely Martin. Now, if you do remember, a few weeks back, Lemmy and Binky ran into somebody they worked in the AAA industry with, and lo and behold, he was an animator. He is fully on board with the PZ team now, which is awesome, and he has been going through all the animations and is currently hard at work at stealth animations, and they are talking about, movements like sneaking along walls, crouch sneak movement instead of just weapon walking and aiming, peeking around corners, and other crafty ilk. Again, I have talked about time and time again how the stealth system, once it's fully implemented, and animations themselves are going to change the way I and many other people play the game. To hear that just alone that Martin is currently working on it is exciting to me, and I personally cannot wait for to see these new animations in action. Not necessarily playable, because I know that takes time, but to see them in action, at least some of them in action, oh, I can't friggin' wait. Because the good old moonwalk and shuffle from side to side as you hold a weapon in the air, considering that as you're sneaking, it's novel for a while, but man, is it old hat, and I'm looking forward to some proper sneaking animation instead of a shuffling back and forth. So it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for that. And it looks like this is all part of the overall plan to make the looting game a lot more built around stealth, around talents, and trying to avoid attention, which, again, also will put, emphasis on the difficulty of getting into the late game, as opposed to the later the game goes, the easier the game gets, that kind of thing. So I expect that all to be tied in, and I'm looking forward to it. Other things that are going on, NPC maneuver tool. Now, this video here is not a new video. This is the NPC's movements and how they make decisions and stuff, and it's a little old, but it seems like Binky's been busy finishing off a lovely tool to help toward NPC movement to further make characters move in a believable way. It's functionality that was once upon a time coded directly into the NPC build of the game, but this proved way too cumbersome to use and maintain. Now it will be a nice external tool that will allow us to create a library of maneuvers that a character can do to move from one location to another. These can be pieced together and chosen based on personality or possibly military training of the NPC in question. So basically what this sounds like, to my limited programming knowledge and how they plan on having this work, it basically sounds like it'll just be a lot more customizable to how certain PCs or NPCs work. No longer will all NPCs act the same. NPCs' movements and stuff like that will be a lot more unique. So as an example, they could say maybe a military person will make very smart decisions in where they're going to escape, what houses they end up looting, and all this other stuff, while somebody who's like a civilian, or maybe they were just like a construction worker, for instance, maybe not so much. Maybe their decisions on where to go are not as fine-tuned, are not as militaristically driven as obviously somebody who is directly from the military. So that's awesome. And the last thing of a relatively short blog, the one thing that I would suggest you come here just for, is this video right here. And this is the new sound system. We've already knew that they've been working on new sounds and stuff like that, and a new sound system is something that's been underway for a while. But this is it in action, even more so than before. This is a video that really does show off like more stereo, I don't want to say stereoscopic, but way more stereo-like sound, where things that are happening in the distance really do sound like they're happening in the distance. Things that are happening really close sound much more loud and pronounced than they ever have before. And, you don't realize how much sound plays an integral part into the immersion factor of a game until you really hear it. And not to say that the Project Zomboid sound system before was bad or the sounds were bad themselves, but man, they did not sound like this. So if anything, come to projectzomboid.com just to come listen to this. It is awesome. And then there's a bunch of server stuff. I'd love to give you like a general in-depth idea as to what's going on here, but I have no friggin' idea. So please come by, and if you're into the server thing for Linux and Windows, read this. This is probably important information for you. If you're not into that, then probably not that important at all, if I do say so myself. And that's it. Nice quick blog. So I'll wrap things up here. If you guys have any questions or comments, as always, leave them in the comment section below. If you're a once a weeker, I'll see you next week. If you're a regular, I'll see you later today. And as always, I will see all of you next time. Bye-bye.